Welcome to video numero dos by Mr. K from the Congo. All right, we got this. Now we are still factoring. We are still factoring the highest degree, but this time, if you look around, you're going to see there are four terms, right? So look, there's actually four stuff. You have one, two, three, four, right? Again, one, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. So what do? We do not panic at all. Look, yeah, we're not going to panic. So what we're going to do is very simple. We are going to do by grouping, right? So you're going to do this by grouping them. So let me erase this real fast. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to group these two terms together. So I will suggest to do this. You're going to look for numbers I can go into. Like I will group this right here because I can find some common numbers. I can go into that. And also I can group this as well. Right. So what I'm saying is this. All right. So this one, there's an invisible one right here that you can't see. A 1 and 6. What's the lowest term that can go into 1 and 6? Definitely just 1. Cool. All right here. Next, I see X. X is definitely a common term. But what's the lowest common term between 3 and 2? What's the lowest number? 2. You write it right here. And then you open the parentheses. All right, so now 1, so 1 divided by 1, this 1 divided by this 1, you get 1. All right, the x's. So 3 minus 2, you get just x, right? Because if you do x squared times x, you definitely get x cubed. All right, so 6, this 6 divided by 1, you get 6. All right, and then the x's, yeah, that just cancels out. X squared and x squared cancels out. All right, I'm done with that one. Let's move on to the next one. What common term goes into -5 and -30? The lowest number, the lowest multiple numbers that go into both would be -5. Any common letter? No. Open parenthesis. Got it. All right, the first one is just x. No big deal. All right, so the next one is -30 divided by this -5. You should get +6. And if you also look at this right here, that's a common to this. They're always going to have common parentheses like that. All right, so last step is this. So just rewrite that over here. Or rewrite those. I think it's x plus 6. Yep. And then you take this. I'm going to use a different color. You take this to this. And then you rewrite them over here. X squared minus 5. We're done. Just like that, we're done. If that was too confusing, don't worry. I'm going to do plenty of them. I have 2 more to go. All right, so you just need to group them, right? Group them in terms of like things that can be factored together. The 12 and the 2, man, I think those would go perfectly right here. I can group that. And then I can group this one as well. It just happened that they just perfectly aligned, so why not? All right, between 12 and 2, the common number that can go into both, I would say the lowest one that can go is 2. All right, they have x's together, so I'm going to put some x's right there. What's the lowest x, the 3 or the 2? You would say the 2. Got it. And then open your parentheses. All right, so 12 divided by this 2, you get 6. And then in terms of x's, 3 minus 2, this 3 minus this 2, you just get 1x. All right, cool. Let's move on. 2 divided by 2, you get +1. And the x's, because they're both of them are 2, you just stick to that. All right, let's move on to the next one. On the next one, what's the common number, common factor that going to -30, -5? The lowest one would be -5. Open your parenthesis because they don't have a common x, so that's fine. So -30 divided by -5, you get +6. That's a weird 6. Got it. All right, and with the next, -5 divided by -5 is just a +1. And if you look right here, that is always be the same thing as that. So let's rewrite it over here. 6x plus 1. And then you take the leftover with this leftover, rewrite them over here, which is 2x squared minus 5. And we are done. All right, moving on to the next one. On the next one, all right, so let's see, what can I group together? Let's see. Well, they're still aligned nicely to me perfectly. You just take the first two right here. That can work, If that can work, why not? Just roll with it. With that, I will work as well. So, all right, let's get to work. All right, so the common number that goes into 8 and 64, the lowest number is 8. They also have common x's. Boom. What's the lowest x? The 3 or the 2? The 2. Open parentheses. All right, so 8 divided by 8, you get 1. The x is 3 minus 2, you get x to the 1 power. Negative 64 divided by 8, you get negative 8. The x squared and the x squared would just cancel. Move on. Got it. All right, there's an invisible 1 right here. The 1 and the negative 8, the lowest factor is the 1. The plus 1, of course. All right, open parentheses. This would just be x. 8 negative 8 divided by 1, you get negative 8. And if you look again, this is the same thing as that, right? And you write it right here first. And then you take your other one. You are the same thing as that. And you rewrite them right here. And we are done. All right, so this wasn't so bad. I mean,